Hey guys, it's been a minute since I've made a review video of the past two weekends. So Daytona, total wreck fest. I'm glad I didn't watch that race. I was at a baseball game and that was just even worse. So Ricky wrecks a lot. Stenhouse just wrecked basically the entire field. As Kurt would say, it was the Stenhouse demolition derby. Because literally, the first wreck he caused, 25 cars were involved. Majority of them all out of the race. Took my driver out, the best car in the field. Had a good chance of winning, and took both my drivers out. It was really, really upsetting. Then 10 laps later, yes, 10 laps later, he strikes again, wrecks Kyle Busch and Byron. And I'm like, how? I'm just amazed that he still has a damn freaking ride. Because, like Kurt said, that's just a product of him being 17th in points, racing desperately for points. When being overly aggressive like that doesn't help your chances of winning a race, when the only chances you have at winning a race is at Dega or Daytona. So you can't just put all your eggs in one basket and just be like, oh, I'm just going to go overdrive my car and destroy majority of the field. You can't do that. Like, I get he runs well restrictor plate, but he needs to calm his ass down when he gets to these races. Another thing, Daytona has not been a good place for Chase at all. He has yet to finish in the top 10 at any Daytona race he's been in that I can recall. Because Daytona 500, first one, he wrecked and finished like 36th. And then the next one, that just did not go well at all. Daytona 500 last year, he was on the verge of almost winning his first cup race. 2.5 laps to go, he runs out of fuel and finishes 14th. July, he finishes 22nd because everyone was like either turning him around, McDowell was just being an asshole, and we had tire issues. It was just a mess. And then Daytona 500 this year, we obviously got wrecked by Kozlowski because he's an idiot. And seems like only Fords have wrecked him. I just don't understand. Oh, Lord. In Daytona, this last week, he got wrecked out. We had one of the fastest cars, guys, 4th career pole, 3rd at Daytona, and gets wrecked out. I'm like, holy shit, Stenhouse, can you calm it down? It took Blaney out. It took, I'll say, almost all the Hendrick cars wrecked out except for Bowman. Bowman came out with a top 10. That I'm happy about. Only like 3 or 4 competitive cars finished that race. Truex, Jones, who won that race, which pissed me off, Bowman, and I don't know. But it was just all kinds of bad. It was just, no. And then for the whole past week, all I've been hearing is like, Jones won before Chase. I kind of felt that one coming, and Chase is like third in his third season and still hasn't won a race. I'm like, shut up. Who gives a shit? Excuse my language, but I'm just getting annoyed with, this guy's going to win before Chase does, and this guy will. I'm like, shut up. Jones got lucked into winning that race. It wasn't because of skill. It's because he's just managed to miss all the wrecks that Stenhouse caused. He got hit in the left rear. Right, no, it was right or left rear by Byron, and still manages to finish the race. So, I'm just so annoyed with Daytona and not being friendly to my drivers. It's just getting annoying. This week was just not any better. Oh, wait, who? Truck race. Oh, the Xfinity race last week really ticked me off. The ending, oh my god. I hate that freaking rule about the double yellow line. I hate it so much. I get what the rule, like if you were forced down and you advanced your position, that would have been fine. But half and half say Haley was ahead of the leaders before he went below the double yellow lines, and I firmly believe that. But NASCAR called he was below the double yellow line before, and he had so much room that he didn't have to. I'm like, it was the most obnoxious thing I've ever witnessed in my life. I really, really strongly hate Daytona now. I really do. And of course, Larson won again. I freaking hate that guy. And don't tell me I need to like him, because I don't. I will never will. So, anyway, we had a triple header weekend into Kentucky. The truck race, Ben Rhodes finally won in Kentucky, his home track. Happy for him. Second career win. They needed that win so bad because they had such a bad season so far. They have had just bad luck with like mechanical issues, getting wrecked, or it's just something bad happening. So there's that. Xfinity, Christopher, I didn't get to really watch that race because I was at work. So I'll have to rewatch that race and see how that goes. But Christopher Bell won his third career Xfinity win, but second of this season. So it was nice to not have a Cup driver win, because it's getting down to the wire to almost the playoffs. Got like just a handful of races to go. I have nothing against Cup drivers in the series, but it's time for the Xfinity drivers to step their game up a bit if they want more drivers in the playoffs on wins, not just points. So that's just me. But the truck race was really good. I think the truck race always has the best races in general. What was I gonna say? I blanked out. But Kentucky, it's for Cup. It's just a snooze fest. Last year, snooze fest because Truex led pretty much every lap, won every stage, and won by like this huge margin. And basically the same thing happened tonight. But Blaney was on a mission to break up the big three that I'm so damn sick of hearing every goddamn 5 seconds during a broadcast. Like, shut up, we get it. There's the 3 top drivers right now this season who've won literally like majority of the races this season. 14 wins between 3 drivers. 14. 5 for Busch and 5 for Harvick and 4 for Truex. It's getting so freaking annoying to see any of those 3 win anymore. It's just, I'm just getting. It's just like the least amount of winners we've had in the season in a very long time. Up to this point. Or what? Over halfway through the season, and like, holy hell. The only other winners that in the series is Logano, Boyer, Austin Dillon, and I don't remember the other person because it's not relevant. And Jones. Other than that, no one else has won or has been even remotely close to winning. Because no one ever has a freaking chance. It's just predictable every single goddamn week. I was just happy Blaney finished second tonight and just broke up the big three. I finally got a good win after 3 horrible races for him. And the cursed red car he drove tonight finally finished a race in one piece. And finished second for the first time this season. So that's good for him. Happy for him and the whole Penske group because they all finished in the top 10. Blaney and Brad finished 2 and 3, second and third, and Legal finished 9th, 8th or 9th, I don't remember. But no, he finished 10th. Never mind. Anyway, Kentucky sucks and needs to be thrown off the schedule because it's just a snooze fest every single year. There's never been an interesting cup race at Kentucky. Never. And it's never been a good track for Chase either. Like, holy hell, he's only has, like, for his first 3 starts there, he's only finished in the top 5 and top 10 once. Last year, he got a top 3 finish. The last 2, this 2016 and this year, just was awful. I don't expect much out of that team when it comes to Kentucky. Now we're going to New Hampshire next week. And not New Hampshire. New Hampshire? Yeah. And then we go to Pocono right after that. And those are 2 tracks I just can't stand because they're flatter than all hell. Like, they're like the flattest tracks I've ever seen. And I just can't deal. And they're the worst tracks for him. I'd be surprised he gets a top 10 in either of those tracks. Hope Blaney can pull off another win at Pocono because that'd be freaking amazing. We need more winners. And who knows how New Hampshire will go. It'll probably still be the same 3 drivers up there. They're always up there. I'm just sick of this season already. I want it to be over. And they keep talking about, who's going to be the 4th driver to be in. Like, first off, let's get to the playoffs and get through that because there's no guarantee that the big 3 can make it all the way to the final 4. They're not guaranteed a final 4 spot. People kept saying that about Larson, but he keeps choking every single damn season he gets into the playoffs. And he has yet to win this season. So, why we have to overhype him at all? They say they overhype Chase when he's pretty consistent with his finishes, but Larson always screws himself in the playoffs. Like, Chase had a better run in the playoffs than Larson did last year. Like, Chase had 4 second-place finishes throughout the playoffs. Like, hello. He was the second most consistent and competitive car in the field behind Truex. Like, holy hell. But anyway, running out of time. We go to New Hampshire next week. I don't expect much out of that race either because it's going to be boring as shit. Pocono's going to be boring as shit. Don't know who will win those 2 races, but I guarantee it probably will just be another Toyota or was one of the big 3. So, move on. And we got about 7 races to go until the playoffs. I'm just hoping my drivers make it in if they can't win. So, I'm just hoping and praying for a miracle that my drivers make it into the playoffs. Especially Chase. It'll be his 3rd year in a row getting into the playoffs, and I'll be so freaking excited. So hopefully he kicks it up a notch in the playoffs. So, good night.